Hello, it's Carrie Connick, founder of Inspire Fire and the CXO, the Chief Experience Officer. There's a great financial cost to not building a proper customer experience for online brands or B2B brands or service brands. And I want to just kind of juxtapose what it was like to go live with a business before versus now. And I've been on both sides. So when we started our business, we had to rent a property, rent an office. We had a 2,000 square foot space in Soho on Spring and Hudson. And we had a 5-year master lease. So launching that business cost us. There was a cost to entry. And today, with almost zero barrier to entry, I know people are just, going online and, going live with their business idea without necessarily building out the experience. So what happened with our office space is we ran that for years. And then when I moved to Philadelphia, I also built an agency space in the Conshohocken Spring Mill Office Center, which it was awesome. But we met with all our clients digitally, online. Our client teams tend to be remote, so we didn't need a space anymore. So moving online, that becomes the building, that becomes the storefront, that becomes the office, the entry, and the experience of the brand. Okay, so we work with a brand right now called the Lee Heighton Outdoor Center, also coined the LOC. And for Jerry McAward, who is the founder and the president of that business, he held that vision for years. And he actually embarked on putting a deposit down on land 4 years ago. And then it took a lot of time. They had to build a building. So he had to jump through all the hoops that go into building a building in order to bring that brand to life. And he brought 2 other companies into that facility. So in the Lee Heighton Outdoor Center, the Jim Thorpe River Adventures and the kayak school, Northeast PA Kayak School, moved in. And so there's like three brands. But when we looked at the customer experience, we helped work on what is the guest experience end to end. So, where's the front door? Where's the signage? Where are the bathrooms? Where do they sign up for their raft trips? Where do they sign up for their kayak lesson? And there's retail and there's a cafe, right? So that building has a mortgage, and there is, the building has lights and zoning and safety and insurance, right? So the cost of entry is very expensive. Now, if you don't have a space, I want to remind you that still needs to get done. So your digital experience, the digital front door is your website. Now, I don't say this because we want to build your website. Yes, we build websites for brands that we're launching, or we redesign the brand experience that entails the experience of the website, because the website needs to do all of these things. So what we're seeing is a sense of lax and laziness, if you will, and non-strategy around approaching this in the space. So let's say you have a website and you did it yourself. So just because you can build a website in WordPress, quote, for free yourself, doesn't mean you should. In fact, you should only if you're an expert in brand messaging, brand voice, emotional connection, so that you can move your guests or your audience through the gates of connection in order to want to do business with you. So we do that, but I'm not asking for that. We don't need to build any more websites. That's crazy. But you need to look at where your expertise is, and if you're a service provider, you're a financial planner, or you're offering B2B services and your value is there, then don't be designing your own website, because the cost of doing so is really expensive to the business. Okay, so let me give you some examples. What happens to someone refers you, right? Oh, I work with this orthodontist, let's say, or this financial planner. I'll stay on the same metaphor. I work with this financial planner, Bill Smith or Jill Smith, And they're awesome. Go check them out. Their company name is, financialplanning.com. And your customer or your potential customer is going to vet you online. Now, the referral is invaluable, right? That's what we want, is to have a happy, loyal customer refer. So what happens is when they get to your place of business, they get to your office and they poke around and they're like, this doesn't seem professional enough. I want a really seasoned financial planner. I really want to feel a sense of safety. I feel a sense of, a modern planning for retirement or whatever your customer is looking for. If that's not there and that doesn't satisfy and quench their need for that, their emotional need is not satisfied, they will make a decision. So there's neuroscience involved in that, but essentially the information goes in, we make a judgment call, yay, nay. We're either adding and detracting at all times about our value. So meaning our computer brains are making those decisions at all times. So if you decide to cut corners or do your website yourself or not plan the website experience, the CX, and not map out for your own customer, what is the front door? What happens when I get referred? What happens when they come in for the first time? What happens to what takes place? What did they feel about it, and what took place next? What did they do next? If you didn't architect that, then I would like to suggest that you do, because the cost is they come in, they make a judgment, and they leave. You may be the best financial planner in your state, in your country, but there's no way that customer is going to know. You didn't have the opportunity to have that sales conversation. You didn't have the opportunity to close the business. So, money is being left on the table. People are turning away. It's like when you go to, let's say, a dry cleaner, and there's a sign that the business is closed. We've gone fishing. People pull up. They want to drop off their clothes, right? And you're closed. Or, it looks like a really kind of dirty organization or not clean or not cleanly. Cleanliness is not there. They're going to turn around and leave and take their business somewhere else. So that's happening to you if you haven't architected or planned out your end-to-end experience. So just because you can do your website, don't. And you don't have to bring it here, but have somebody who knows what they're doing help you with that, right? Also, what we find is people with offices or stores, they don't want to invest in their digital presence, or they don't want to build any kind of content marketing or any kind of social brand voice personality, and they just dial that down. There's some old school thinking about, well, geez, I have so much to think about in the website. I'm just going to, spend $1,000. That is costing you, because all the research that your audience is doing, it starts in digital, starts in Instagram, starts on Facebook. We get most of our business in Facebook. People ask other small business owners, we need an expert in branding. We want to grow our company, or we want to consolidate our several brands into one, or we want to expand, we want to build a platform. And people refer us there, right? So it starts in Facebook. They're going to look at our online presence, look at our properties, look at our website, make a decision about whether or not we seem at all like a fit. And then they're going to pick up the phone, or in our case, no one ever calls us ever. They email us, or they ping us on Facebook Messenger. So I want to just have you make sure that you aren't dialing it down or being lazy, or let's say you were an orthodontist, right? Or a service provider, and you decide to have your receptionist or your, the person who reservationist, do that in their spare time. Again, no. Okay. All right. Take care.